Hey everyone, my name is Brent Florica, also known as the King's Librarian, and this is Sketchbook B. Welcome to the first episode of this channel. I'm very excited to begin this YouTube journey with you all and invite you to join me as I draw, color, and hopefully improve my artistic skills. This is not a tutorial channel, as I'm not a formally trained artist, but rather a place for me to improve my skills, have fun, and hopefully give some of you something to enjoy as well. In today's episode, I'll be coloring a piece which I inked for this year's Inktober challenge, which ended up being one of my favorites. Hope you enjoy it, and let's get into it. So here's the piece that I'll be coloring today. This is a character named Bouldegar from Niki Florica's young adult Christian fantasy novel, The Heir of Ariad. And I've been very interested in this character from the initial draft of the novel, though he doesn't really play a huge role in the story. He's still one of my favorites. I've done a few different concepts of him before recently arriving at this one, which I think is my favorite one yet. And if you're curious about the Heir of Ariad and the rest of the characters in that novel, check out Niki's website, which I will link in the description. Starting off here with the prep work, I used some spare pieces of marker paper that I have lying around to make a palette of colors that I think can be effective on this piece. I want to go for an overall grayish color for Bouldegar, with lots of vegetation and dirt growing and sticking around him from his decades of slumber in the same spot. I got this idea actually from Jazza, and I think it's a really sound approach to get an idea for colors that work and colors that don't before jumping in and potentially ruining your piece with poor planning. Once I have my chosen palette, I can then jump into the coloring portion with much more confidence. My process here is to lay down a base tone with my warm grays, slowly adding darker tones above it to deepen the shadows gradually. Every now and then I go back over with a lighter tone to blend it all together smoothly, which is really the advantage of the alcohol-based Copics and is super satisfying to execute. I also don't want this image to seem flat and uninteresting, so I also blend some blue-gray into the warm grays to add some additional color variation. I love working traditionally, so I use my Copic markers for most of my coloring these days. I first used them on my children's book series and was so thrilled with the results. I really enjoy the vibrant colors and the feel of the paper and the marker in my hands, not to mention the incredible blending capability as well. Once the basics of Bouldegar's body are complete, I move into the vegetation, starting with a few layers of brown for the dirt and dust caked to his body, then building on top of that with my greens for the vegetation. I use 3 different greens here in the yellow-green family to achieve some depth and detail, and of course to show the more sickly type of vegetation in the Greenlands at the point of the novel where we meet Bouldegar. Once that is done, I turn my attention to the ground around the character, starting with a base of gray and then adding some brown tones on the rocks. Then I go back over it with the grays to desaturate the browns so they don't take the focus off of Bouldegar. By the way, if you enjoy the results today and enjoy the coloring side of this channel, feel free to let me know in the comments. With the piece completed, I can honestly say that for my current skill level as an artist, I am extremely happy with this result, and I look forward with great anticipation to future pieces I'm planning to attempt here on the channel. Would you like this image made available as a print? Let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll have to make it happen. Thank you for joining me at Sketchbook B. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed your time here, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss out on new episodes. That's all for now. See you next time.